Hey there, how's it going? I thought I would do some videos on 3DX building. Um, I haven't been doing anything on YouTube for quite a while. Every time I upload a video, I use it mainly for social awareness stuff like COVID stuff and vaccine stuff and um, 5G sometimes, or whatever I think people need to be aware of to help them out and just help them sort of help themselves. And I was getting a lot of things reported and taken down. I had a few strikes on the channel, and I just went elsewhere. I went to BitChute, I went to Odyssey. I've been uploading at various stages to those platforms instead because they have a much more reasonable policy on what they will have on their platforms. So I'm on Twitter all the time. I'm on BitChute all the time. I'm on Odyssey all the time. And I'll upload. If I upload videos, they'll be to BitChute and Odyssey. But YouTube, I just stopped bothering because it was just I could have lost the whole channel someone's monitoring it and just reporting videos for misinformation when it's actually renowned scientists just giving opinions and stuff like that. So I thought, well, fuck it, I'm not going to bother. But I have done 3DX stuff. I have done Neverwinter stuff in the past, and it just occurred to me the other day I could probably do some building videos on here and sort of whack them up. So for anyone that doesn't know, 3DX, just because I'm going to do a few videos on this, and I'm guessing there might be some people that watching go, what's 3DX? 3DX is a virtual reality place. Basically, it's a place in virtual reality. It's like a social hub, social place. People can chat, as you'll see here. This is the chat window. You can forget how you do it. You make it. I think you've got to use that all the time for chat. You can chat with people, you can make friends, you can dance, play music. The main reason 3DX is popular, what draws people to it, is you can have sex with other people in it, like the avatars basically. I won't do it because it's YouTube, but you can take the clothes off, you can take like everything off. I won't take his underwear off because it's YouTube, but you can take clothes off. You can dress. I've got no shoes on. Yeah, you can take glasses off. You can go into the character editor, and you've basically got hats, glasses, facial hair, different hairstyles, different faces. You can transform the scale of the faces. Okay, I just edited that bit out because I took his clothes off and didn't think about it. But yeah, okay. Bottom wear, basically, yeah. So you go into this editor and you can edit your avatar. Then you'll have a room. You're given a house, like a house on an island with a sea. You see the ocean out here. See, there's ocean everywhere you look. Oops, there's ocean. But basically, what you can do in the builder, you can take out everything and build from scratch and put your own floor in, build your own house, build your own creations, and you'll see here. There's all these rooms that everyone is doing. A lot of them are sexually based, but some of them are social. There's just as much dancing and chatting in here as there is sex. People have relationships. You can get married. You can date people. You can have friends. You can do whatever. So it's just one way to socialise that a lot of people like. And because of the manner, the aspect of being able to be male or female and customise your personality all sorts of ways. People can explore aspects of themselves that they wouldn't feel comfortable doing with actual people out in the real life. They can do it with real people, but in this game. So nobody quite knows who anyone else is, so there's that anonymity there. Yeah, so, but we're not worried about that part, because for YouTube, obviously, no, we can't do the sex stuff, we can't do the nudity and all that sort of stuff. But for a big part of this is building. People love to build their houses and their creations and their clubs and stuff like that. I'll just go to one. The busiest one would be, I'll just pop in and pop out, alright? 25, it's not busy. I'm in Australia and it's sort of like 3 in the morning, so it should be sort of busy over there. It's a slut's house. Here we go, go to this one. I'll just pop in and pop out, alright? And you'll have a look and see what happens. So you go in, and then there's a build that someone's done. Right, the ocean takes a while to load, and then you see all these names are actual people, and I can turn the music up a little bit. So, but I won't leave the music up because it's a copyright thing, and people will be dancing, see? And it's like a party for everyone. So oops. Everyone's dancing around, having a good time. The music, someone's built this from scratch, including the, they're getting quite good at this, including the some signs and everything. So, and they're all dancing, having a nice time. Right, so let me go back to my house, my place. So I left a couple of years ago because it was too toxic. There was a really small amount of people were making a lot of problems for everyone by being trolls, causing fights, being multiple people and convincing other people that they were different people, to get revenge. So it was really fucked up and twisted, and I ended up leaving. I think I've got a video up about it that I left. I was just, no, I can't stay, I don't want to stay. And I had a sort of a premonition or a message a few days ago, like go back to 3DX. So I came back, I paid for a month and came back, not because I missed the place, just because I got this message that I woke up and it was like, go to 3DX, you need to go there. So I turned up. I've had a look around and it's actually not toxic at all. It's like there's no fights going on in the world chat, which you normally see in here. Straight away, you would, as soon as you logged in, you'd see someone fighting with someone, and there's nothing like that going on. There's a couple of people that have been miserable, but it's not so bad. And so I thought, all right, well, I'll stay and I'll do some building. I had a look around, and they've added some new features. They've added a lot of new props, and there's done some improvements and stuff like that. So I thought, okay, well, I'll continue building where I left off, because when I left, I had a few builds that were not finished. This is the main one that I was doing, which is it's a car. It's a little car. It's a little car that I actually I made it bigger, and I wondered one day, because it's just a prop car that's a normal size, and I wondered one day, can I make that big and be inside it? And I could. So I was like, oh, okay. So and sometimes you make things bigger and they won't stay big when you save the build, but this did, it stayed that way. So I was like, okay, cool, all right, I'll have fun with this. So I made a club in it. this light wasn't here. I did that the other day. It's called the Auto Club. This was the main part. It was just like there's a pizza I made to dance on with a dance pole. The dance pole area here. It was just a silly little club I made. There's a seat, so it's basically sort of on the back seat of a car, you know. I thought, oh, that's something no one else has done, so I like doing something a little unique. And this was just a lobby area. This was just a place where people pop in here, where Rockstars popped in. So, and then you'd walk in here. You can run, and then you walk in up here. Some stairs. But basically, it didn't have any floor in it. It was just a car, but it had enough detail inside with the. I'll put the lights up. Oh, the lights are up. It had enough detail inside with the steering wheel and stuff like that, and the seats. Then I thought, oh, it's sort of real enough to be inside. So, but it didn't have a floor, and you would fall through because there was no collidable surface on the inside. So I had to put floors in, and I had a different floor in. I'll go into the builder in a minute. I had a different floor in. It was glass, and recently they've added an invisible collidable surface texture. So, yeah, the collidable is the prop, but the texture is the invisibility. It's just like got no texture, so it was a lot clearer. I had glass in the floor, which was the best thing I could do with what there was, and it was providing all these awful reflections from the sky, so you couldn't really. It looks better like this, so I've changed that. So I'll just go for a run. I'll just show you what I did. First I'll go, hang on, backwards. I did I did the car, and then I enclosed it. I didn't want it to be seen from, I did this island, right? So I did this island here, down here, and I didn't want it to be seen, I didn't want the car to be seen from here, like floating in the air. I thought that would look a bit stupid. So what I did, I enclosed it in a couple of islands to make it look like, I had to make it huge to cover it, that's why it's so big. So in the props you can just get islands, there's different ones. So I just plopped one over the car and made it big enough to cover it, and then put a couple in front of other ones just to make it look a bit more normal. So, and this here is just a walkway, just a pipe that goes to the island that I made. So what I thought, yeah, so what I'll do, I just woke up not long ago, I'm a bit dopey. Let's go and have a look, and I'll show you what I've done, and then I'm just going to build. I've got the music down. Did I say that before? It's the music I use. That's the music I usually have on in all my places. But I won't have it up because of copyright issues on YouTube. YouTube is just ridiculous. Alright, so you walk through, there's a pizza here. There's a little dancey area there. I'm going to come back and finish these lights. Because before I basically had the glass floor and it was just empty, just this light wasn't here, but they've added these movable lights recently since I left, so I thought I'd put some of those in. They look good. They've got a nice fog effect on them, and there's a couple of different designs with different designs on the bottom, like lasers. So I put this this shape in and put that texture on it to make it look sort of like an armrest, just to hint at being a back seat of a car with the armrest. And then I made a door here. It's the Auto Club. So what I'm going to do is just make this my hangout. I used to open rooms. You just click and walk. Click and walk, click and walk. So the way you move around, you walk, you click somewhere in the, and it will, you walk to wherever you click. I thought I would, I used to open up rooms. Sorry, I'm only on my third cup of tea. I used to open up rooms for the public, so like opening up these ones for everyone, right? And I'm looking now. There's enough rooms now for what I was doing. The section of society in here that I was catering for. So I thought I'd just finish this build and make it as a hangout just for friends. So I don't need to do public rooms anymore. So run along and get this out of the way. You can actually run out, but you can't run back in. That's the edge of the island. If you run back, it won't let you back in. So if you wanted to go from the island, if you wanted to go back to the car from the island, all you need to do is re-enter the room from the list and go join again, and it would put you back to the entry point back here. The entry point's always in the car anyway, so and you can't have more than one entry point. So. Alright. Oh, there's a teleport though. No, they've got a new teleport option. That would be alright. I could teleport back to the car. Yes. Alright, that's good. Alright, we'll do that. So there's the end of the tube. And we have here a little seating area. It's sort of crowded, but it's nice. It's like, if you look around, you can see the sky. I put the tree up. Basically, when you're building, you're putting everything in. There's like nothing here. So, you know, everything you see, I put here. Got some couches to lie on. I found that on this island, for some reason, when I clicked the couch, you couldn't get back up again. So I had to put these mats in, which is just a surface, just an object with a texture on it. So I click that and I can get back up. Same with this. And on this table, I put a bed prop, so you can have sex on it. And I put some mats on the end, so you can click those and get up. I also put some chairs. Where's the chair? There's some chairs. Chair props on it. I can't see it disappearing. Okay. Anyway, so that's that. And then I made a cave. And this was where the island finished. So I made these tiki torches out of shapes with a fire on top. I've got a chair to sit on and look out over the ocean. And again, I couldn't get back up if I sat down. So I had to put this in the other day. And there's another one up there. Oops. Here we go. Get it up. I've changed something in the being able to walk up. You can get there just. Come on. Come on. Ugh. Alright. Go in this one. There we go. You can sit down there, look out over the ocean. That's nice. Yeah. Alright, I put this cave in here. Which I did the lighting for and put the torches in the other day, and I finished the walls and the roof. It had no roof on it. I thought it was half completed, and then I left a couple of years ago. So I had the bed in here. So I put tiki torches in, and if I have it at night time, We can change the time of day. Nighttime. It's sort of all glowy and dark, and some lights. So I put, I'll just go for a walk down the bottom. So I made a little sort of corridor like it's a cave out of boulders and stuff. And then here. And it looks a lot nicer at night, but for the rest of, because when you're building you've got to set a time of day that everyone sees when they come in. They can change the time of day themselves when they're in. So if someone wants to be in here and have it all dark, they'll work it out for themselves. They can make it dark, but it looks very nice the way I did the lights. So it looks pretty cool. The tiki torches gave their own, like the fire on the torches gave their own light, but this is added. This light on the floor is all added because I only really put a blob on the wall, like up here, so I had to add the other lighting. So down here, I put a cage over there. I built that the other day. So it doesn't really go anywhere from here. I just wanted some sort of dungeon or something down here, and I thought I could make a dungeon. So I built this cage, and you can sort of kneel in the cage. If someone with their partner wants to role play, they can kneel in the cage. So when you come in through the down here, and the first thing you see on the left is, oh, there's someone, and they'll have their name in white over there so you wouldn't miss them. So there's a little cage there, it's all dark. So that was that. And then down the bottom, they added this new cage the other day, which was pretty cool. So I put that there, and then I made this dungeon at the end. So I made the cage, I put some torches in it. Bed, some torches, a little water bowl I put in. So that's night time. It looks a bit like that. So you'd come down. I put this gate in so you could still get in, but it's sort of from here it sort of gives the impression it's fully enclosed, like it's not open. It doesn't spoil the vibe. If someone wants to come in here, and then you can, and again, once again I had to put mats around the beds and stuff to get up. This is something about the coating that they used in the rocks that I've used that will not, and the island as well, that won't let you stand up again. So I've got this bed here so they can have sex on the bed, whatever, and you can do the same with the couch over here. And it's just dark and glowy, but there's enough, I think there's enough light that if you're having a shag with someone you'll see what you're doing, and if they want to turn it up they can always turn the lights on anyway. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I've sort of finished this area. I don't think you want too much in a dungeon because it's supposed to be punishment, so, well, you know, that type of stuff, so it's doesn't need a lot in it, just basically the basics. That cross chair thing is something that I did put a chair prop in it, chair animation prop in it so that you can sit down on it. But that doesn't have any function. It never has. It's been in the game for since I was around years ago, but it doesn't do anything. So I just put it in because it's some decoration. So basically a bed, a couch and a water bowl. That's all you need in a dungeon, I think. And some bars to keep you in, so you can get in and out. So I'll come out and then, so I've finished that pretty much. I don't think I want to put any more. I don't think I want to put any more in the down here in the cave. It's supposed to be a dark cave, and it's just a place to store someone. So if there's a master who wants to put their slave down here, they can prop them down here and just play games here. Whatever. Leave them here for an hour and come back and get them later. Alright, so there's that. Then I'll run in a minute. I'll just walk out to give you the ambience of what I'm designed. So it's just the glowy torches. That's made from 1 prop, 2 props, 3 props, 4 props, and then the animation. So that prop is just a cylinder with that texture over it, which makes it a grid, like invisible. And then there's this one here is a base, which I've got this bamboo texture on, and then I've got one of the new things I've added, which I'm really happy about, is you can control the speed up and the slow down, this type of thing when you're on flycam. It's called flycam because you're not connected to your avatar, but it works in building as well. Now when I used to want to get 2 props lined up exactly to the pixel, it was, if you're going like this, like how these are, this and this, it was a nightmare. You're going like backwards and forwards, like, oh shit, you know, and you miss it, overshoot, backwards and forwards. But they've made it adjustable now, so now I can go, if I hold down shift, that's what I've put it on, I can go down, I can go down like this now. Oh, it's so good. Look at that. I can go and get my camera exactly. That's the slowest it'll go. But look, I can go very. When you're close up and you're moving something to an exact point, you really want to be as precise as you can be. So I think that's fucking awesome. That's really, really good. So that's going to make life a lot easier, because when you're doing something very small and you want to get it exactly right, you need to see what you're doing. So here's our little tunnel in the dark, which you didn't see it in the dark before. So I'm assuming that what they write here won't matter for YouTube, so alright, so there. And then, but I need it open. If someone privates me, it'll pop out a little notification, and I'll miss it otherwise. Alright, so we'll put it back to day, because that's what it's going to be, this setting for everyone that comes. So let's run down. So you come in here, and then you can go this way. Oops, no, this way. Yeah, this way. Follow the tiki torch. And then I put in a little, I think I used a rock or something, because this was just grass for the island prop. And I put in this this here so I could change the texture to sand, so it looks a bit like a beach. Beachy. It just looks like you've reached a beach anyway, because there is sand on the island. So, but which I've got that a little low. The water's in there, but that's where it stops. So I just made it like that. See, you can see what I did. It's pretty bad, but I can fix that. But I did that anyway as a sort of a getting into. What I might do is put. I didn't think about that when I made it. I might put another rock under it and put it up just up to the top here and line it up with that bit so it doesn't look fake. Because people come in and then they'll fly camel over and look at how you did your build. Alright, so it's details like that matter. Alright, so I did that just because it looks nice when you're walking down here and there's a little area to walk. And then this pier and this house I actually had on another build. I had a nightclub called Silo, which was a great big huge cylinder with stuff in it, and I used to open up rooms 24 hours a day for people to enjoy, and I'd just leave it open and I wouldn't be in there. And by the time I ended up leaving the game, I wasn't talking to anyone. I was just so antisocial because of all the shit going on in there that I just didn't talk to anyone, but I still opened the room up. So I'd just go to somewhere far away and lie down and then leave the computer running while I slept and did other stuff. And this pier, I put it in house. I put it in just before I left, and I actually forgot that I did it. This was on another build. This was attached to the silo, and so which was on a sort of it was a great big huge cylinder with a platform around it at the bottom, made out of metal. And then I did this pier, and then I did this house at the end of it. I built this house from nothing. It's not a prefabricated house, it's just a house that I made. And I used to lie in the bedroom up here while they were all in the club, thinking it was so far away they wouldn't bother, but they used to come and look for me anyway. So what I've got is I've got an area here which is just like a pier. I'll probably leave this the way it is. I've got an area back here. So yeah, I lifted it out of that build and put it in this build. I made a copy of it. And I'm going to put a jacuzzi here, which I've got another jacuzzi I could probably use, which is a nice size in another build. So I can probably, I've already put that together. I could probably copy that. I think some kind of little dance floor or something. And there's a couple of dance floors I've made with like a frame, like a metal frame, and like lights around the top, coloured lights, like coloured light bulbs. And just some plants, like this, a plant, plants in planters that I put these in, and then I just started working on the inside, just so it had something at the front of it. Looked a bit nice. But I never did anything at the back, obviously, so I'm going to put one here and some plant, maybe a couple, one here or something, maybe one there. Might look nice, just in the middle, like a fir tree or something. And then I did this staircase for anyone that wants to go swimming. You can get out this way and go swimming. If you click in the ocean, you enter swim mode. And you can swim, see? Swim around. So if anyone wanted to go swimming underneath the house, I don't think you can swim fast, so yeah. I've got all the, I mean, how far down do you take a pylon? I mean, like, I could have taken them even further, but I thought, who cares? It's just making stuff for no reason. But you can swim around under the water, under the house. Oops. Whatever. So I did that, and I did that. Most of the house is done. I just didn't finish the kitchen or the dining room, and the bathroom's got a couple of things left to do as well. So, can't get out. Oh, that's no good. I'm going to have to adjust that. Shit. Shit. I've changed something in the game, the fundamentals of the game, which make it, if it's too steep, you can no longer, it won't recognise it anymore. Oh fuck, I've got to go back. Hang on. Well, that's what these videos are going to be like. It's just going to be me doing stuff. So I'll start building in a minute. I'm just going to go back. It'll be basically hours and hours of me just building. So I thought someone might find it useful. So let's just run back. And I just want to walk through the rest of the house before I start building stuff. So the dungeon's done. I don't think I want to do anything else in there. I just made that out of loads of rock props. Stuck them all together to make a cave. So that's why it's a funny. It's a funny shape. This rock thing here. So go back to the house. And yeah, I was here for a few years, since 2017 or 16 or something. 16, I forget. It says in my gifts, the earliest gift, well, I think it was 2016. I'm not sure. I left a couple of times, went up to other games, spent more time there, and never came back here because you've got to pay a monthly subscription. It's not expensive, but you've got to pay to be here. So I just stopped paying, just cancelled it, and went elsewhere. But the last time, it was the longest I've ever left. It's like a couple of years, I think. Gifts were from 2019, December. That's when I I think earlier than that, someone sent me some gifts, but after I left. Alrighty. But yeah, I'm not going to have the sound up. I can turn that down. I could do that. Should I do that instead? No. Just leave it off. Alright, so I made this little area. It's a guitar, you can play. I made this little area to... Basically, I wanted a house that looked like a house to live in, like for myself. That was attached to a venue that I had open at the time. So there's a little seating room, little lounge room. Over here, I want to put a dining area. So I put a big table with chairs all around it. The kitchen I pinched from a house. The default house is just a single story house that you get when you join 3DX, and I made a kitchen in that house. So just before I left, I also forgot I did this. I had just blocks blocking out where the cupboards were going to be, and they were a little bit bigger than this. It's not to scale for what this kitchen would be. This kitchen would have benches to here and probably to there as well. It just doesn't look right, and this countertop isn't big enough. It should be a bigger island, but I just lifted it, copied it, lifted it out and put it in here for a kitchen, so I've got to fix that up. It looks a bit small and stupid in this size room, but that's where the kitchen is anyway. And I remember I had this, I didn't select when because you've got to select every single thing that you've got in a build to copy it and make a copy of it, and I missed out one thing, which was the bottom 0 of the 0. I can grab that one and move that one down. And a dot. I missed a dot as well. I missed the other, that one. That's my birth time, so I made that little microwave and put my birth time on it. So, have I got any? I think I've got any. It would be a touch screen, wouldn't it? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to put a big table here. I'm thinking of some wall divider here. So when you walk in the door, because I don't have doors that open or anything, I just have an open door. When you walk in the door, I'd like something along here to separate it so it looks different. So like a some sort of open bookshelf with a few things on it, and then you can come around here, and then I'll have a piece of furniture like I've made this thing here, which I might copy, and something along those lines anyway, and put over along here, like bigger though, like a buffet, and something here, whatever, and yeah, it's a dining area, and fix the kitchen. So I'm just saying what I need to do in this house to finish it. I've got to do the outside, I've got to do the jacuzzi, a little dance floor, some pots and plants, and there'll probably be enough out there, and maybe some seating, dining table, some sort of something along the window. A buffet would look really nice here, like some sort of piece of furniture like I've got over there, with cutlery and drawers and stuff inside it. And then some sort of wall divider here I think is really necessary because it's just too open, just looks wrong. That would go up to about here. I don't know if, I hope you can see my cursor. About here, just a little bit above, right here, above the doorway, but not to the roof. Just missed something on top. So that, alright, so kitchen, dining room, and this entry part need to be done. It's supposed to be like just an open fire. And then these bean bags, been in the game forever, since the start. So just somewhere to sit and talk to a friend. They can sit in one, you can sit in the other. Put these stairs in. Oh yeah, so I'm going to fix those stairs over there so you can get back in from the ocean. Then this is the upstairs I made. I'm very proud of this picture. I made this. I copied it from a laundry and I found online. It's an exact copy. It's nice, isn't it? The frame I made, I put my own frame on it, but I copied this exactly from an example I found online. So I think it's really nice. See more furniture I made there. And you've got to make everything. So I made the cushion, the little box, candlesticks, the candles, even the wicks I made. So It used to be what I enjoyed the most was making these little things that make it look real. Just little knickknacks. I made this furniture. Made this. Made these books. So, the bed. Made a crystal in the because I'm into crystals. Made a crystal to sit on the bed. Drum set, usable. It's more decoration than anything, but it's usable. Yeah. Oops. So, oops. Bed, lie down. Oh, another little crystal there, little pyramid crystal. Set up. The TV comes as a prop, so I made that. I've just put that in. There's a couch over there. I made. Something's happened to the. I don't know if it's the monitor I'm using now or if it's the settings that they've changed. They've changed something fundamental in this game. Everything looks a little darker than it used to. I'm not sure about that. I made like a wardrobe, and I just put something that resembles folded up clothes on the top. You don't have to. It's sort of like a sketch. When you're making stuff, you can just sketch it out with shapes and sort of do a rough job, and when you're walking around a build, it's sort of like those books look real, right, from where you are. And the little picture, it gives it a feel like someone really lives there. Candles I made, candlestick holders, based on one that I've got here that's very large, not as large as that, but sort of similar. And the candle I made. This I made myself for like a DVD holder out of shapes. Put a bottle on it. DVDs in it. If you get too close, you can see it's just what it's made of. But when you're walking around, you've got to look at things. When you're building, tip number one: when you're building, you sort of build from a distance and close up. So you look at it from a distance. You try and see it as a user would see it. So from here, when I'm sitting down, it looks real. It looks fine. You don't want to go into so much detail that it's wasted time. Like those books, from when you're on the bed, it looks like they've got writing on them. But I wasn't going to make the letters of the writing. I just grabbed a stair prop and made it, put it on there. And made it black, like it's writing. So from a distance, it just looks like writing. You know what I mean? So it's a balance of how much detail do you really want to make? I did add the inside so that it looks like. So hang on, I've got to get used to using this oops. Okay. I might change that then to, oops, I'll change that to 0.2, so it's a little faster. Yeah. I just lifted that up, and you can see that I've put a shape in, and I've lifted it up a fraction so that it's showing. Because this is just one block, one prop, one block of whatever, and then I've lifted it up. I put another block on top of it and made the edges so that it looks like they're even, so it looks like it's the back and the covers of the book, and that's sort of an off-white color, so it looks like looks like just the page, like the inside of the book. So from a distance, it looks like a book with the covers. So yeah, I mean, you could even put in lines for pages if you really wanted to, but it's a balance of how much detail you want to put in and what you actually need to put in. See, whether you, oh, that one needs fixing. That one's no good. See that one? Yeah, you fix that. That's two surfaces that are too close together, and the system doesn't know which one to draw. So we'll have to fix that. I'll just move that edge of that white bit out a couple of pixels, and it'll solve that problem. You can see here I've got like the edges of the book as well. So yeah, all right. And then the bathroom I put in here, and I haven't finished it really. I was going to put a towel rack over here, like a baker's stand out of metal with some towels on. I put a bath. I made a bath with a plug hole. That's just a round circle with some rectangles on, black rectangles. And I didn't bother putting any on the shower fitting. I didn't bother putting any holes. I think I will, just for realism's sake. Someone might look at that. And a mat I made, tap, just little realism things like, okay, I thought, a plug was there. I just thought, how would you work this if it was in real life? How would it work? So I made the taps and the chunky tap. Made the tap handles and the chunky tap. I thought, how would it work? And I've seen in old houses where they had a shower and a bath from the one set of taps, they had sort of something you pulled out, which flipped from one to the other. So I thought I'd put like that in this round thing here, so you can just pull that out or push it in to make the water come from this tap or from the shower. So I thought that would do the trick. Yes, that's the bath. This is another cabinet I made, which I thought I'd just put some bottles or whatever on. I did a rubbish bin. Haven't put anything in it. Hand towel I put in. Sink, I haven't done the taps yet. I've got to do those. I put in a mirror. Some shelves, it needs some soap or something on them, and maybe some art on the walls. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, picture or two maybe. Alright, so that's what I need to do for the... Oh, I haven't shown you the outside. So I made a little deck out here. If I need to go to the toilet or make a cup of tea, I'll just stop the video and then start it again after that, and then edit it back together later. So you don't have to sit here while I'm traipsing around. It's a little deck I made with two sunbeds. Sunbeds come, that's a prop that comes with the game. The bottles are a prop that comes with the game. If you click a bottle, it costs 35x gold, which is the currency in the game, and you can drink. So have a drink, you can go take a sip. So when you go out to a club or something, you can look like you've got a drink in your hand. To get rid of it, you just keep drinking. Drink. I never use them. Drink. You have to drink. I think you get about 6 sips or something before it disappears. Yeah, there you go. And then I'll put these here. That table came with the game. The computer came with the game. The couches came with the game. If something comes with it, I'll say. And So you sit here, it's very nice at night time. You can have different times of day. There's different times of day give you different. That one's like the top of the world type of thing. It's quite interesting. It's like the clouds poking up. That's a new one. This is the full-on daylight, which I use for this. There's with clouds. There's a daylight without clouds, and you'll see the time of day changes the direction of the sun often. There's a sunset one. There's another sun afternoony one. They all change the general lighting. So you pick a lighting that you prefer that makes things look the way you want it to. Then there's this one. I did that one. That one, yeah, that's that one. There's this one, which is a sunset, all colourful. There's this one, which is a cloudy one, which I'll show you something in a sec, which I really liked. There's a rain clouds. Oh no, it's this one. I'll show you something in a minute, which is, what's that one then? That's just a cloudy, stormy clouds. Whoops, shit. Stormy clouds. One. This one is. I'll show you something with this. I'll show you now. I went into a build yesterday that someone had done. They had this at 0.4 and it looked fucking amazing. Look. Oh, look at that. It's nighttime, but with this really angry vampire looking sort of clouds everywhere. I love it. I love it. Normally it's 1, right? Normally it's 1. It's that, right? It's just rain clouds, and it's a daylight. See the daylight here? But they've gone through it and worked out that it's 0.4. Oops, not 3.4. 0.4, and it's, look at that, will ya? That looks fucking amazing. What's 0.3? 0. It's even darker. Yeah. They've just picked just the right. See how dark it is? See how dark it is? It's too dark. They've picked exactly the right lighting for the system, where you can see it's like night time and people are lit up enough, but this sky, look at that. It's like so, oops, it's so angry and dark and mysterious and vampire-y. It would look great, you know, for a castle build or something, if you're building an old castle. It's lovely. I love that. So that's definitely going in the settings for this build. So when someone comes into the build, they've got access to this menu here, and they can make it whatever they want. So I noticed this person, they went through, I mean, this has been here since I've been here, but I never really used it much. I just had it set on one thing. And left it at that. But if you want, they can click whatever they want to make it whatever time of day they want. I might, for instance, make this one, is it this one? Yeah, 0.6, and make it more glowy, you know what I mean? So I need to go through all these as well. Alright, so that's the house. And I need to now I think first off I'm going to fix or finish the so that's a bit dark, but it looks nice like this. See? So I'll make a note of that. What's it? 0.6 for this one. So that way, what I was going to say is anyone wants to click any of these different times a day, that's what they'll get. They can still alter these as well if they want to make it back to 1. But just for a normal user who wants to just click different times a day to change things up, I mean, this is a really nice version of this particular preset. So with the blue, and it's dark, but it's still sort of light if I wanted it at night time. What does the cave look like? Yeah, it looks good. So you can control what they see when they're clicking these. Yeah, that looks good. It still looks glowy and night-timey. Yeah. Alright. It's just a little bit lighter than the night time. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Right, we'll use that as a preset for that preset. Because what they're going to do is a person's going to come into the build and play with the time of day they prefer, and they're going to click. They're not going to bother just changing this. They'll just click these options here. This one's interesting. This is a new one. It's very dark, like it's darker than the nighttime preset, but it's got these. It's like you're in space or something. I don't know. I guess you have to lower the C out of the way, and it makes like you're in space, but the C sort of spoils it. But yeah, what didn't we go through? We didn't go through. We went through that. No, we didn't. We went through that one. Isn't that great? Oh, it looks so good. That is so beautiful. That dark, angry sky. And then the nighttime one is just the moon, the stars, and then this one, which is all these galaxies and stuff. I'm guessing, I'll find out later, but I'm guessing that this is not supposed to have water here, because it looks odd. It's got cut off from the water. So I'm guessing you can take the the water level up or down. So I'm guessing that's what they're doing. At least what you're supposed to do for that. Okay, so I've got to remember, let me just write it down so I don't forget on a piece of paper. And that's 0.6 for the, I'll put pink moon so I know, and 0.4 for the rain clouds, 0.4 rain clouds. And then I'll go to the build right now. Let's do that now. Customize. And I can save that in the build file. See, it's gone back to the daylight that I've got set. And see, it's gone back to 1 again. And I've lifted the night time up to 1.7. So pink moon was, what was it? I forgot already. Pink moon 0.6. Oops, 0.6. It's night and glowy. And angry clouds was 0.4. Very nice. Alright, and then we're just on the night time. Oh no, we're on the daytime one. Okay, so when I save that, save to file, and you're going to get to see my cat. So that's my cat. He died last year. His name's Ryan. Auto Club. Each one of these is a version of the file I've saved, different versions of it. So you can go back and put different versions if you make a mistake. It's good practice when you're building. It's good practice to save continually. So not only on one file though. If you've got different steps of different things you've put in, and you want to take something out and go back to how it was, it's good to save versions along the way. So I've started doing, this was the last one, 3rd of June 2022, dungeon, lighting done, gate done, mats done, bowl done. So that's when the last thing I did was in the dungeon. So I'll just save it under that version. Okay. And that way I've now got that. I'll just show you when I go back to the build, they're now set every time. So whatever you save that build as will be written into the file for that build. So when I now go and just have, when someone comes in and they just click the nighttime one, or they click the pink clouds one, it's the more glowy version, as you can see. See, I made it a little darker and more glowy. And the angry clouds is that version. I really love that. That's so nice. That's perfect. Contrast between the dark and the light. All these dark clouds. So I really like that. Alright. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go and make a cup of tea, and then I will start working on these lights and put some more lights in. I've also got to build a some kind of I'll have to put lights up here so I can see what I'm looking at. Some kind of I like reality. I like things to be real, and that's the way the light comes, is just this. From underneath it looks okay, but the light itself is just, it's just that. It's not connected to anything. And it looks a bit weird to me, so there's a mirror ball I made using a sphere prop, and then the texture of it was 2 textures over it. I had to use another sphere that was slightly larger and then put the sparkle texture over it, which renders the sphere invisible but just has the sparkles on. So that's 2 textures. So that's like a I forget which. Oh, I'm not in the build. I'm not in the build. Customize. You have to colour it as well. So I forget which one it was. It'll say what the what texture it was on it. No, it doesn't tell you. Colour? No. I forget. I don't know. One way I can do it, check. Hang on. Take this. This horseshoe here is for step. This is a step. So normally when you move something, it just moves any old way. Okay. But then it's impossible to put it back again. So use the back button to do that. So if you use the step and then you set it to have snap step for 1 meter or however many meters you want. So, oh, that's this one. So then you can go and you have it exactly the amount of, and then it'll go back exactly where it was before. Alright, so then you can move things within things and not lose where you were before. Put it back together. Oh, I had 3 of them on there. Shit, okay. I wanted it obviously very bright. Oh, another one. How many did I have? Goodness. I built this years ago. There you go. So I've got four of that texture over this one. This texture was, yeah, it's no longer saved in the system. I made it a black and white. It's over here somewhere. I'm not going to change it now because I won't get it back again. It was just a black and white texture. I think I made it. So it was, the texture was, take settings away. It was, oh, objects. It was, the texture was this one, caustic. And I made it black and white. You can make it whatever colours you want. When I made these things here on the back of the back seats, sort of reminiscent of a bit of a pocket, like where you put your maps and stuff in. But it was just basically, it was too empty and I needed something just to break it up in a bit of design. So I put these animations on, which is made by using a flat prop, like a flat a cube, and then squashing it and making a long rectangle out of it, and then putting a texture over it, and then I made it that colour as well, and it's this caustic one. So I think these ones here are these firefly ones. I've got a feeling. Anyway, I'll put that back together. And yeah, that was just as a, I wanted it big enough you could see it from down here. This is your entry point that you make. It's the prop for the entry point. Wherever you put that, you'll come in. I put it so you could see it from down here, like a wire spring. That's just a tube, like a cylinder with that prop over the top, which is, let me see, it'll be metal. It's time for, it's an hour and a half since I had my collagen. I want to say patterns, metals. Yeah, there it is. That one. It's that chain link one there that I put over it, so it would look like it was on a wire springy thing. All right, so let's move these back so I don't lose where they were, because they're exactly over. They're just copies of the other one, and I didn't want to move them. So, alright, so that's that. It was, each one made them brighter, and I wanted them very, very bright, like a mirror ball. So this is the prop for the light. I'm going to need to make something for it to hang off because I like reality. So and these edges here with the glass, I used to have this other glass on the floor which was glass like this, like that. I think that was the one I had, and you can see the reflections from the clouds look very overwhelming. You can't adjust the reflections from anything on it. You're stuck with it. So I used this invisible wall one, and I thought, oh, that looks much better. It's a new one they've only just added. So unlit, I don't know what that is. I've got no idea what that is. So I made it that, and this light fixture was, I just put that in the other day. That wasn't there. That was gone. So it would look like this before. It was just like a foyer for people to come in and sit down, and then this was better lit, and this was where people came in. These are the stand on the wall animations that people can use. There's a chair animation. There's a couple of bed ones in it. So I noticed they had some new lights in, and so I put one in. Oops. And I thought, oh, that looks awesome. That looks really good. And what I can do is make the club this part. If I put enough lights in, it'll look more clubby. So when people come in, they'll feel like, with this music that we use, when they come in, it'll be like they're in a club. Right? They can turn that off if they want, but that'll be the music I always have on. So, but I don't like it just floating in the air. So I'm going to have, or maybe from this part of the chair here, I'll have some sort of pipe coming out, make some sort of scaffolding that looks like it's attached to something, and from down here you won't really see what it is. You might not even see it, but it'll look more realistic. I could just do pipes from the ceiling, I guess. Would that be easier? Might be easier. Yeah. Alright, I'll do that. So something that makes it look like it's attached to something else, so it doesn't look fake. Alrighty, so what I'll do, I will pause the video, I'll go and make another tea, and I'll come back and we'll start putting lights in, I guess. Okay, alright, see you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Just checked the other clip I just made just to check that the audio is right and everything was right, everything was good. Made my tea, had some vitamins, so I'm ready to start building. I've never used chapters on YouTube videos, or I've seen other people use them, but I may put a chapter in there and go intro on one and then actual building on the next one. So I'm going to put actual building, and so people can jump forward to the actual building if they want to. Okay, so let me have a look, see what we're doing. I just want a few more lights. I think about well, I don't know. You can change the colours too. So I'll put the, oh yeah, I'm going to make tubes, aren't I? Okay, so let me make a tube. Can I make the light? I'll put a light in here. Light. So you can change the colour of the light. Make it blue, pink, any colour. Let's see it changing here. But we'll just have it white. I just want to see if I can see. What's the colour picker? Hey, any friends in? Oh yeah. No one's private in me. Alright, so what I'm going to do is have let's see, we want a tube, basically a metal tube. So we want take that off. So yeah, these just for anyone that doesn't know, these two things up here, these horseshoes, they're like magnets. If you have a border, click it and have a border around it, it's active. Click it and the border goes away, it's off. So when I just move this around, I can move it freehand and it'll stay wherever I move it. If you move with the magnet, it will not move until it gets to the predetermined distance, which is under settings, snap step, snap angle. So the angles, you can't, I can do it with this. The angle is see, it's set currently at 15 degrees. I could change that to 45 and it'll only move it'll only snap. Okay. It'll only snap as far as you set it. So they're two very important, as I said before, very important tools for preciseness. So if you move something and you want to match something else exactly with it, you can copy, make a clone of whatever prop it is, and then you can move it exactly a meter away, and exactly a meter away, exactly a meter away, and you can do repetitions and create whatever you want. So let's make this, it's a bit bright, that light, isn't it? Let's turn it down a bit. Okay. We want to make this pole. Right, so I want to set it, this one here, these green ones on the toolbar here, this is a rotate, so depending on which line you pull on, I think there's a different way to rotate as well, but depending on which line you rotate, you can pull on, you can rotate it around different ways. So use the back button to get exactly where you were. This one here, this with the arrows, this is a drag it around type of job, up and down, side to side, or if you use the squares and hold them, you can move it around freehand. This one is a resize one, which I'm going to use in a sec. This is also a resize one according to whichever dot you click on. So that's how you make surfaces. You just squash something down and have it horizontal, and you can stand on it because this has a collidable in it. So there's that. Alright. If you ever want to undo it, just hit the undo button. This hand one is a move it around and glue it to whatever surface there is. See how it goes there, and then it goes onto the, it matches whatever angle surface you put it on. It's for quick placement. Yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to make this into some kind of pole, and then have the pole going up into the ceiling. I think that would be the best way, because I was thinking of having structures coming out from the chairs like a grid, but if you're standing down here and you've got loads of that, this is an artifact from, it's unfortunate, it's an artifact from the invisible texture I've got on the floor. I took it away and put the glass back and it didn't do it. Problem is, I prefer the look of that to the look of the glass with the reflections in it. So I just have to hope that when someone's in here, they don't care if they see this, because once you go underneath you see this ugly looking grid, but that's the grid that we're standing on. So that's the texture, the invisible texture. It's got this stupid stuff on it. Yeah, I just thought, if I've got like grids everywhere coming out, and every one of these would have to have, I'm thinking about 4 or 5 lights probably, and every one of them's got to have something going here. Or do I join them together to form like a big grid, and it's going to be ugly? And if you're in a different spot, you're going to look up and see it sort of, if you're over here on the chair, you're going to see, and there's one over here maybe, you're going to see it, whatever. It might look just cleaner if it's just one pole hanging each one down, and as long as it's attached to something. So if I attach them horizontally to the chair, then every light has to go on an angle from the chairs, which is, this is just a hole in the floor. I can't do anything about that. And that's the sea level indicator. So, but if I do a line to everyone, it's going to be very busy and ugly. So yeah, I think just, and I've got the roof anyway, so I think just a pole with each one on a single pole hanging from the ceiling might look realistic enough. I just don't like the idea of this thing hovering in the middle of the sky. And I think it's at the right height. From memory, excuse me, can I just, that's that one. From memory, if I lift it up anymore, it changes the, it gets a little too faint around the bottom. See? So if I put it back where it was, oh, it didn't do it. Oh, you're joking me. It didn't go back for the light. Alright, I'll just reload. Load from file. There we go. See how it's dark? Like it fades out when you move it. It fades out. So I like it to be the beam to be thick enough near the floor and not stopping sort of up around where your head is, which is kind of stupid. So alright, so let's do this. Let's put another prop back. Cylinder. We'll move this to here. We want it sort of, no, this is the one I'm using, this resize one. You can use this one which squishes, and you can squish it manually in, but then you've got to get it exactly round, which is a pain in the ass. This one actually moves them all. If you grab on the blue one, it does them all at the same time. So I'll just use, I think that's probably okay. From down here, how thick is it? It's a bit thick. So let's make it a bit thinner. About there. And yeah, that looks about right, isn't it? Yep. If it was a metal pipe. I think a lot of building, for me anyway, doesn't look real. Like I said before, a lot of it's just a balance between detail that makes it totally real, and then you get to a point where it's just a waste of time, and then you get other things which on the other end of the spectrum which don't look real at all, and sort of take away from that immersion. You've got to feel like you're really there. And there's certain things that in our brain, our subconscious sort of goes, yes, that's real. So this is why I don't want this light just hovering around, because it breaks that immersion. You think, oh, it's floating there. And it reminds you, oh, I'm in a video game. So when people are here, you're thinking, I mean, we know we're in a video game, but when you're in it, using it, you're immersing yourself in, I'm in my place, I'm in this person's place, I'm waiting for my boyfriend or my girlfriend, meeting my friends, and you want to feel like you're really there. So little details, like putting in a pole to hold this stupid light that has no prop on it, make it, when you just glance around, you see that, and your brain's subconscious goes, yep, that's real, and it feels a little bit more real. The other thing I didn't say before, this stuff here is the mountain. And as tried as hard as I could not, see, as hard as I could not make it disappear. This is why I had to make it so high. Width was okay, but the height, to make it disappear from, otherwise standing in here, it was all here. It was all around through the windows, you could see it. So I lifted it up, I lifted it up, I lifted it up, and this was the highest point it would go where it disappeared, but it wouldn't get any better after this point. I could keep lifting it up forever and it made no difference. This was the best I could do. It sort of looks like bird shit on the window in a way, or a cracked window or something. So I couldn't do much about that. That's what that is. But when you're just walking around, looking around the room like that, you don't really see it unless you look up. So yeah, little details like that, like as you can see from the texture of the car that they've used, it was never meant to be seen from that close. It's meant to be seen from a distance away, from outside the car, and it looks like metal, right? But when I made it big, and you can go right up to it, you can see how fake it looks. See? But you balance that and go, well, when I'm using the game and I'm walking around and I look up, it still looks okay. You know what I mean? That GPS looks a bit fake, right? But you know, it's like they haven't even put a lot of detail in it when they made it. But from the outside of the car, the way it was designed, it was meant to look convincing, and it does. It looks convincing. You know, the rear vision mirror doesn't have glass in it, but it looks real enough that it suggests a car. Do you know what I mean? So it's a balance. You've got to say, when I'm building something, does it look real, and is it real enough? Okay. So I'm looking down now to see the size, because if that was too thick, it would look stupid. If it's too thin, they will just see a line from down here, and they may not even see it anyway, right? But if they do, they'll see this, and it looks about the size I would think a metal pole would be holding this up. Right? So that's just basically the type of thing that you're doing. So let's move this into the middle. You click on an item to select it. I've got to get it into the middle of the prop, and from different angles it will look different, like it's not in the middle, but it's actually in the middle. So let me take the bottom of it and put it down into that light prop, so you can see it sort of going into it. And then we want it to go up. Oops, you've got to get on the right angle. Go up. Oops. Yeah. Up. Up. We're nearly there. Up. There you go, see? So it goes up, you can see the end moving up, and then the box keeps going but the prop doesn't. So you know you've reached the surface you need to go through. So just a little bit past where it goes through, and you can leave that. So if anyone is interested enough to actually really check it out and fly around, so it doesn't go out through the actual roof, you don't want that. You want, so you're trying to cover for all occurrences. So if someone's out there looking at the car from the outside, they don't see this ugly little pole sticking out through the roof, right? But they do see the pole going up. Alright, so now we want to put a texture on it, a metal texture. So metal, I think could be that one. It's too shiny. I don't think I want a shiny one, really. It's not realistic. I think old copper's too grotty. It's a new club, so it wouldn't be old. I don't want that type of shit. That was just for that. It could just be a colour. Just be a straight. I think I'll just put black, a solid black colour, like painted. So that's a solid whatever. I'll just make it black. Black. So it's like well, do I want a metal finish on it, or maybe? Yeah, maybe I do. Metal. I'll use this one because it's metal. It's got a shine, a slight shine to it. Does it shine? No. Too keen on that. This gives a bit of a shine, maybe up there. And a bit of pink because there's pink lights down there. Maybe. Alright. I don't want them really noticeable, I just want them there in case someone really... That's too noticeable. Alright. That's better. So it's got just a bit of ambient light on it. It's just a tiny bit of... Also, if you make a pole too thin, it starts having artifacts like that. You can see it's got these sort of funny lines in the edges when I go around, especially this direction. See those? I don't know if the actual... I don't know if the anti-aliasing will help. Yeah, it does. Oh, that's better. Oh. That's better. That's the setting anyone can have, so I had that, and it's not the best, is it? Alright, should we be using this one? It's a little bit nicer. Alright, do that instead. Alright, so that'll do. I'm happy with that. But see just one little prop, how much time it can take to just try and get it looking the way you want it to. It's not a quick process by any means. Alright, so we've got our pole, we've got our Pardon me. So when someone goes back, they see the light, the pole holding it. Alright, so we use that. So we've got our pole done. Now let's do... Oh shit, I didn't do it. Fuck. Hang on. Bugger. I didn't change it. Hang on. That one. Alright, so get rid of the colour picker for now. Right, now we want another light. Okay. So, oh, and also, why don't I make a little prop for the light as well? How's that sound? Like a box might work. Like a box, yeah, like a light box. Alright, so get the pole in the middle. Oops. Get the pole in the middle. Oh. Sometimes you drag in it and it actually selects other stuff. So that's in the middle more or less. Yep. Alright. And we want it out there. And we want the out to the bottom of the light. So it's surrounded. Okay. How's that? So it's just below, so it doesn't affect, the prop doesn't affect the light itself. Because I think if I go underneath, I don't know, but you won't see it. You won't see the light anymore. So if I do that, you see the light. Right. And what I want to do, you've got an option in this game to save colours. If I want, like I spent time making this prop that colour so that it would look that way and just get the right amount of shine and whatnot. So I want this a bit smaller though. So I look like basically not much bigger than the actual prop itself. Like this. Right, so basically when a solid surface from any of these objects, these solid surface objects that you use for creating whatever you want, right? So there's all sorts of different stuff. Some new ones too. There's knives and forks and spoons, whipped cream, a towel, which I wish I'd known in the past and had that. Well, I couldn't have known because it wasn't here, but I've been making hand towels the hard way. I could have just hung one of those out in the bathrooms. Tablecloths are new, bedspreads new. That's new. That's old, I think. But you've got these various shapes, cushions, curtains. That's new. There's a lot of new ones. Bowl plate. That's old. That's old. That's what I made the table out of on the island, that one. Various shapes anyway. And out of those shapes, there's a rock shape, you can, stairs, these pre-made shapes, you can squash them and make them into other things. Make them as small or as large as you want. So you make other things out of them, like I'm doing with this. With these, the surface of that prop will be solid. So you can add whatever texture you want, right, to it. Wooden ones, concrete, bricks. That's a new one too. It's for the outside of an old building or something. Rocks, whatever, you know. Animated ones. What else have we got? nature, coral, because this is very small, so it looks like this. That's the one I used on the tunnel. Soil, rock, you get the idea. You can make whatever textures you want to use. That's the texture I used on the bamboo one, actually. Not that one. They've added horizontal, which is good. So that surface, what I'm trying to say anyway, is that surface will be solid. So when you want to put it exactly somewhere and fit it to something else, see how that disappears? That's the prop. And you move it backwards and forwards, that will pop in and out because it's showing up then what is on the inside of it. Otherwise it draws over the top of that because it's a solid surface, get it? So when I want to make it the side, if I'm putting a prop in there, I move the prop around so it sort of comes and goes, doing the opposite. The same thing but using the prop instead, and moving the prop backwards and forwards so that it comes and goes, so I know it's exactly in line with the edge of whatever I'm putting it in, so it works. And your legs don't go into the middle of whatever it is when you sit down or whatever. So I'm making this basically the same size as the prop, so just to give it some solidity, like some realness. And like that. So that looks like it's like that. So it looks more like a light. I could do a cylinder. I think squares are alright. Yeah, because it's a box. It's fine. Alright. So we changed this material to the metal. Just get rid of those, close these off. So change it to the metal. The color picker, if I click this one, that's got the color there. I want to save that, so I'll save that down here, there, so I can copy the color to that. Yep. Alright. Square okay, I think. I could try. I think a cylinder might look better, to be honest. I think I might try a cylinder. Let me move it out the way. So see, if you've got snap step on, you can go 1, 2, and it's exactly where it was. If I move it like manually, then I've got to get it exactly back somehow, and it won't be in the middle anymore of where the pole is. Do you know what I mean? So if I use what it is now, if you want it to be exactly, you've done a lot of work to get it somewhere, and then you want to get it right again, you want to move it but put it back, use snap step. So you go bump. I didn't need to do both. So yeah, and then it moves it, whatever you've set here, settings, snap step 1 meter, 2 meters, 3 meters, whatever you want to set it at, you can set it up. The default is 1 meter. So then when I move it back, what I'm going to do, so you do it in your head first, well I do it in my head first. I'm going to make a cylinder and see if that looks better than the square with the corners. It probably will actually, but in my head I'm planning ahead and I'm going, okay, but if I don't like it, I want to put that back. It obviously can't be in that spot there when I'm trying the cylinder. I'm going to move it out the way. Right. So let's do that, and then I can put it back again if I don't like the like the cylinder. So put the cylinder, and they all come, turn that off, they all come white, which is good because you can see it. Alright, so get that in the middle, because the pole can guide us. Is it in the middle? Not really. So, going to go around different angles and keep looking. Get it in the middle, it's sort of right. Okay, now we want to make it small. We want to make it over the, get down underneath, like that. And then we want to make it more of the right size, because it's way too big. So continually, see that's huge. So you want to continually go up and down, look from different angles. There's the pole. So I'll put that, oops. Like that. You want to look at it from different angles from all over the place and make sure that it looks correct from wherever you're looking at it. It doesn't look too bad actually like that. We'll make it smaller. I think I'm going to go with this. So use the blue one to make it go. See how you're going out there and you around the prop, the boundary of the prop. I think that's better because it's a circle. It's a circle. It's a circle light. It'll look better if it's coming from a circle shape. I'm just guessing mentally. That's fine. It's a little bit out. There you go. It's a little bit the wrong way as well. Oops. Okay. I'm the worst for OCD, trying to get things exactly right. Can't help it. Right. So about there will do. Right. And then back. Close enough. Right. Yeah, can't. Oops. If you hit the back button, if you lose your prop and click something wrong and hit your back button, it'll go back to where you were. That'll do. So it's close enough in the middle. That's all we care about. So make the metal. No. Oh, why isn't it working? There you go. And the colour. And then click off it. And then go down. How's that look better? Yeah, I think that's better. I can check it. When you leave the room and go into the normal version of the room, it'll save everything. You don't have to save it to file. The thing is that if you then want to get rid of the room, put another room in, because you only get one map. You haven't got multiple maps to use, you've only got one. So if you want different builds, which are usually, you're swapping around stuff, and if I delete this and put in a different build and load it from a file, when I want to put it back, I'm loading from the file of this. If I haven't saved everything as it is, it'll only replace, put back what was on the file, not what was when I had the room. If I made changes, do you know what I mean? But if you're just closing the room from editing and going into it normally, and then back into the editor, it will save every time you leave. It'll save the last version. It just won't save it to a file. You've got to save it yourself. So I can go in to the normal room, and it'll have those things there. I don't have to save it. So I'm just looking and seeing which I prefer. I think, yeah, and I think the reflection off the cylinder is nicer anyway. So that works. Alright, we'll use that. It's got the little line there. Alright. Yeah, rather than the block. It looks. I'm just getting the block out of the way, so I'm just looking at it. Yeah, it looks alright. Alright, I'll do that. Okay, let's go back into the customize. And I'll get rid of that cylinder. It can go away. So, goodbye. Alright. And yeah, this is just basics of building, but for anyone that doesn't know, if you go, oh shit, I deleted that, I don't want to, just keep your back button's your best friend. See up here? Your back button, click it, and come back. Forward button goes one step forward, one step back, one step forward. Alright, so normal lights. So that's what we're going to do for the light. Now we've made the cylinder and the holder. It's a very simple means to just copy them. We've put the texture and whatever on. So let's do another light. I think I want one over here. Somewhere. Like here. So let's go and put in a light. I want them pretty much at the same level though. So that's the one I used. What about this one? It's got. Alright, we'll use different patterns. I'll just use different colours though. This one. So I want the same height as that. Oops. I want the same height as this one. What's that? It's not really the same. Oh, stupid. Oh no, I want a different one. I was going to say I could just clone it. It would be exactly the same height, but it's a different pattern. Right. So that's done. That's the same height because I want them the same height. You might want them different heights, but I want them the same. But I want it here sort of over by the mirror ball. Level with, it's got to be level with the roof so that the pole goes in about there. Yep, that's great. Okay, and then I want to change the colour to maybe pink. I think pink would be good. So, pink. Pink, paler pink, I'm not sure. Something like that. And I know that from the other day when I put multiples of these in. It's got more stripes on it too, it's good. I put multiples of these in another build of mine the other day, and they're all doing different stuff which looks natural, and when I loaded the room and went in, they were all in unison. So I had to work out what to do, and I worked out that what you do is you rotate them, and they will, when it loads them all in from the same starting point, they're still pointing in different directions. So let's change it round. I'll do degrees, 15 degrees, I'll do 45 degrees moves. So 1, 2, try that. Pink, I like that colour pink, that'll work. What does it look like in the daylight, in the night time? Yep, what does it look like in the, yep, yep, yeah, it looks good, that colour. It's not too bright. That's the default colour, that bluey colour, bluey green colour. So which I like. It's sort of a realistic colour. This is a nice colour for another light. It's shining. See, it's shining on the dashboard. That's good. See, it's shining on the dashboard. Bit of detail there. Alright, so that'll do. I'll go with that. I want to save that colour in case I need to use it again. So I'll click that there. That's for the light. And then what we want to do is take, back to daylight, we want to take our pole and you hold down control, you can multi-select. Got my, hang on, is that right? Yep. You click on the surface. If I click here, I might get the prop, I'm not sure. So if you click on the surface of, so just here on the prop, and it'll get the actual, because it's higher than the light prop. Whichever's closest to you, it will select, put it that way. So that, and I want the pole as well. So if you hit control and then click that, you can multi-select. So you can select as many things as you like into a group, which is the way I got the house. I went through that house and I clicked on every single fucking part of it. The pier, the house, everything in it. I didn't miss a thing. Well, I didn't miss a thing. Then I raised it all up into the air, deleted everything else on the map, and saved it as a, oh no, you didn't need to do that. You just, so just click on file, what is it? Sorry, file, save selected to file, that's the one. And if I did that now, it would save only these two items, but I lifted them all up into the air, the whole house and the pier and everything, up, way up, hundreds of meters into the air using snap step. And so if something was missing, I could put it back and start again. Put it back exactly where it started and start again. So nothing would be out of place. Saved that to file, and then when you load, you can merge from file. So I'll ask you what you want to merge. It'll open the file selector, and that house was a file of its own that I made. So then I merged it, looked up in the air. What I normally do for that is I'll set the time of day to night, so it's very dark, and then I'll put one of these light cubes in the air, but I'll make it massive. So you make it, oops, getting used to these new buttons I've used. What's going on? Why won't it? Why won't it? Huh? Why isn't it changing? I won't let you. It used to. Oh, no, 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 no. That's right. No, 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 no. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Delete that. Right. No, 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 that's not right. I remember what I used to use. Because, yeah, you can't change the prop, you can't change the size. But I used to use this, put on, because you can, the only thing you can change and put textures on and change the size of, generally, some you can, like the car and stuff, by scale. But some of them won't save when you reopen that file or reopen the room. So, but all of these always do. These primitive shapes, that's what they're called, primitive shapes. So if I put this texture on it, this one that's on all the time, this white one, yeah, it's like a neon thing, right? Then I could make it as big as I want. That's what I did. So you go like this and you make it absolutely fucking massive, right? Because it's going to see it from way up. It's going to be way up in the sky, so it needs to be huge so you can see it. And you're only using it for your own use anyway, just for that one file. And then make it huge. Right. So you've got a massive, huge block, right? And then what you do, you go way back, put it on this, and you get way back from the build, so it's tiny, but you can go vast distances. And you go snap step, settings would be 10 meters maybe. Oops. And then, right, and then way up in the sky, right, like this. Then, when you are saving it, you can look up and you can see this cube in the sky, and then right under that cube, so you delete everything else, yeah, and just have that on its own in the build. Save it as its own file, or just, no, that's not right. You save it at, save selected to file. Sorry, yeah. You can, if you want it as a build, you can just delete everything else. No, just save selected. Just hover over like that, and it'll save it. And then way up where the cube is, you'll have your what you want to transfer across right underneath it. Whether it's one or two tiny little things, doesn't matter. Whether it's a whole house or just a candlestick you've made or whatever it is. And then when you open that file, you clear all the props in the build, right? And then you load that file, say it says candlestick, and you'll look up in this, there'll be nothing there, just ocean. You look up in the sky and you'll see this massive cube, because I've done it years ago. You lift it up, because you don't want it in amongst other stuff you've got in the build. You want it somewhere out of the way where it's on its own. If I just saved this pizza dance floor and didn't move it up, when I merged it into a new build, it would be inside something else, or it would be under the floor, it would be half in, half out of something, and it's made of 100 different pieces. It's made of all these salami pieces and cheese and whatever, right? All these different shapes and textures. So you don't want it stuck inside something, because then you're going to have to pull it apart and move it all by manually. So you would lift it up into the sky so that you know 110% that it's not going to be inside anything you're already using in that build. That's why I did that. However, when you do that and you lift it up into the air, it can be impossible sometimes to find it. You're going, where the fuck is it? It's like this tiny little candlestick or a tiny little object that's, you know, like 6 inches high sometimes, and you looking for it, or one plant or whatever you've made, you can't find it. So that's the trick I use. I use a massive block, give it that huge texture, which is, I mean, you can make it different textures if you want to, but, you know, you can do whatever you like. I just choose this one, the glowy static one that's not blinking or anything, and that way when I look up, it's there, and then I know that where that is also the props that I want to merge with. So delete that, don't need that. Alright, so put the light on. We want to get that, and hold down Control and get that. This icon here with the 2 pages is the copy. So I copy that one. Right. Take off snap because I won't be using that. But when I move it, it'll move both of them. So I've got a copy of that, and now I've got to manually, and because it's at the same height, and I already matched up this prop to that prop, I know that this will be at the same height, so it's fine. So we want to get that pretty much where it is. Right, centered over the, here we go. It's better than before. Alright, and we've got our light there. Then the last thing I want to do is make sure that because the roof is different, so that's coming up too high, so just click on that on its own. Yeah. And I want to lower that down so it's not sticking out of this black. So it's underneath. So I think that would look really poxy if you had like all these sticks sticking out of the roof. Again, it takes away the immersion. Like you're putting this here for realism to make it look like there is actually a light hanging off this pole, and that's the way the club owners got the lights to hang down, right? But then if you go out, and some people are bound to do, and have a look at how you made it, they're going to see all these black things poking out of the roof and going, oh, that looks poxy. So, alright, now I'm going to create a new file. Alright, I'm going to, what's the date? The 5th of June. 5th of June, and I'm going to go putting lights in club area, so that I know by the date it came after this one, so I know in which order that I was working, and I know what I did. Alright, so save that as a new file, and that way, no matter what I do to this build, if I delete it, whatever, I can reload it, all my work is not lost. Right? So now we choose another light. I'm thinking a white one, so more of a whitish, or yellow maybe. I don't know, I might just change, no, I want a different prop, don't I? I've got that and that. What lights have we got? I'm new to these moving ones. This one will be nice. It's got squares. And also I can check and see that, yeah, they are going in different directions from before. So that's what we want. This third one I'll put sort of... I'll get it, again, I'll get it the same height as what we've already got, because I want them all to match. Oops. Is that right? It's pretty close. I'm looking at this. So that's where it is. I want it like to the left a bit. That's why you've got to look on different angles, because from this angle it may look like it's in the right spot. It's the way they draw these games, but then space-wise, when you go over, it's not far enough. So you've got to, what I'm just saying is you've got to continually adjust. So I like that there. Yep. I like it on the chair, on the couch, the way it's shining on the couch. So if you go and sit on that couch, you're going to have this this type of effect. So you can't use props when you're building. So if I sit on the couch, it'll shine on me too. See? Which adds a bit of interest. So if someone's sitting there and decides they're just going to sit around and look, they at least get some, they feel like they're part of the room with light shining on them. Alright, so, but in the builder mode you can't interact with props, you've got to go into the normal mode. But see, that's sort of doing the same thing the original light is, and we don't want that, so I've got to spin it around. So let's go back in. Alrighty, I'm going to spin it around. First I'll spin it around and get that part right. So we want 45 degrees, wasn't it? It resets these settings. If you customize this in the builder, it resets it when you close it. 1, 2, 2, 3, maybe 4. Try that. Basically there's different layers of what I'm doing here. One is getting the, yeah, that works. I want them basically doing all different shit, going in different directions towards each other, away from each other. I want it to look like they're independent. That works well. Okay. Not sure if 3 is enough. Maybe another one here and another one down the end. I was thinking 5. 5 would be 3. Put another one down here. Yeah, over the seats. Yep. And then another one maybe in the corner over here. Yep. Like here. Alright. Okay. So that movement's right. I like that. So I'm doing 3 things at the same time. First I'm getting the angle right, so that the swivel of the rotation, so that it's doing the right action that I want it to. It's not all in unison with the others looking fake as shit. And I've got to do the colour. The colour, I think I would like it to be an orange, like a yellowy colour. Oh. Like a golden colour. That's nice. How's that? Yeah, that's all right. Like I was thinking white or sort of off-white. That sort of works. Okay. So save that as my colours, so I can have it for if I have to redo it or something. That's that colour. Alright. And then we get our props, copy, and let's move it over. I'm holding on to, if you use the arrows, it'll move only in that direction. Oops, shit. If you hold on to this yellow one, it'll go in different directions. I forget what the red ones. Oh, it goes up and down. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I already got it at the right height, so I want to keep it exactly the same. That's about there, I think. That'll do. Alrighty, got that one. And two more, I think one down the end, which I'll make colour red. Make a red one. Yeah. Alright, so a red one. Let's see. Red. I've done these three dynamics. I think I'll use. I like this one actually. It's like that. I like the dots. I want it like so it goes on both couches. Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. Is it the same height? No. So, I'll have to do that again. Get it exactly on the. I could have cloned this one, couldn't I? Because it's got the same effect on it, but it doesn't matter. Same height. Yeah, that's the same height. Can have two going. Oh, yeah, I want that though. Okay, so where was it? It was over there. Yeah, that'll do. That's so that if we go and sit down on the couch, it's going to shine on us. See? So you feel part of the room. Like you feel like it's interacting with you. I like that, that's good. Let's make it, you can only run in build mode, you can't walk. So. Alright, so I want to make it red. So get a color picker, make it red. Ooh, that's nice. It's a little dark. There maybe. Oh, I like it a bit richer. Yeah. I'll put another red one here. I like the colour red, so how's that? I guess that's alright. Oh Now I want to rotate it. Rotate, snap. It's going to have to take a little bit of trial and error. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on. No, I've got to do this again. 45. 1, 2. And load that and see how that looks. That's a bit too many lights shining, to be honest. There's a yeah, I think it's a bit busy. Even if I get the angle right and put another one here, it's going to be over the top. It looks right from here. That looks okay. But I think that extra one just looks a bit too many times. But there's another lighting. Yeah, hang on. There's another lighting one I can do. Let me go and change it. Hang on a moment. Color picker. I didn't do the red, did I? Ah, shit. Shit, shit, shit. Shit, 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 shit. I didn't. Oh, you right click to get rid of it. Okay. Oh, that's handy. Yeah, I don't want that there. Hang on. I'll have to do that red again. Alright, so get rid of that. Oh, does white look any good? No, it's just too much. It's just too much. That's better. It just looks better. Alright, there's a different light I can use. A new one that they've got. It's this one, isn't it? Oh, here it is. Oh. Okay. How's that? It's very low. I'll lift it up a bit. There we go. Shall I make it red? Yeah. Make it too dark in it. This is the way you make lights dim. You take the colour picker and you make it turn towards black, and it gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. Up towards white will make it lighter and lighter and lighter. I'm thinking. How's that look? Yeah. Not sure. Looks a bit manic. So the higher you go, the more they blur out from become more subtle. White was alright. Hang on, let's let me make that red just in case. What's white look like? White's nice. I think white looks better than the red. I have another one here. Yeah, I might do that. Okay. If I put the glass floor back in, so just click the floor and you get the whole, you can see where I've got the floor. Materials, glass, solid colors, glass. Yeah, I don't like that. That's horrible. That's so much better. I like this, the white. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that. But it has to be a lot lower. So I don't think I need a, there's nothing coming from it. So I don't need, see these have got a light that you can see moving. It looks like it's an actual laser light or whatever. This one doesn't have any. I could make one. I might do that, but I'll make it at the same height as the other. What I'll do, just for a bit of reality, copy that, move it down, but not too far down, just to make it look like it's actually the light. Get it more or less over the light fixture. Yep. And yep. And then I'll put a, because it's like shards of colour, I'll take, oh yeah, hang on, let me make sure that the top of it is, it's got that selected, make sure the top is through the roof properly. I can't see the colour. Hang on. Let's see where it is. Make it white and then I can see it disappear. There you go. Because the roof is on at various heights, so what is right for one spot won't be the right height for others. Alright, so that's right now. And then just put the pattern back on, the texture, metal, metal, colour picker was that one. Alright, and then what I'm going to do, just for fun, to make it look a bit more real, I'm going to copy this, I'm going to squish it down, going to make it just a little thinner. Change the texture. So I'm going to bring it down. A couple of pixels. I can actually see. Oh, okay, well I don't need to. It's already. I was going to stick the something like this on the mirror ball on it to make it look like it was doing it, but it does it anyway from underneath. Oh, that's perfect. Alright, well I just need to make it a different texture. Reflective texture? No, no. It's leather. No, no, no. What did I have it on? That one. Maybe that one. Maybe if I make the colour just a little darker, so it's over the top. Yeah. Okay. So when we look at it without the props on it, what's it look like? Oh yeah. They sort of look nice hanging down like that. Yeah, that's good. So you can see the. So you can't see the prop which is underneath, but the prop shining up onto this prop and putting this pattern onto it, and it looks like it's coming out from this fitting. I like that. Alright, so we'll keep that. Yeah. I like the pink. I've got pink. These only come in one colour. The bottle holders. You can click that and have a drink, and it also provides a light, so it gives you a light as well. So I've got those stuck around here, there, because it gives a nice glow. See on the chair. Lighting is almost everything in these when you're building. It can make something look really nice. So because it's pink, because I want red, but it's sort of red, but it's pink and it goes with those, so I think I like it better than the red anyway. And they're all fine angle wires, and now we've got this shit going on, so I'll just repeat that down the other end. Okay, customize. I might finish the video. It's pretty long now, it's a couple of hours, so I might finish, I think, so I might finish the video after I've done the lights, and the next one I'll do separate video for the house or something, or whatever else I'm building. So basically we want to repeat this and put it over here. So we select the light source, we go underneath and click that prop, holding control, that prop and the pole. Right, so we've got the 1, 2, 3, 4 bits, copy them and then move them all, because we want the same lighting effects as we already had. Alright, like that, maybe. How far across is it from the edge? Alright, it's not really on the edge. Probably over there. Do I want it on the wall behind you? I think that looks pretty good. It's not on the floor now, so I'll move it over a bit. that. There's that. So it's still behind you. It's everywhere. I want it a little bit over that way. So it's over there. I'm looking here on the seat and I'm looking over here on the dashboard. I want to get the most bang for my buck. It's not really showing up. There's that. Yep. It's there, and a bit on there. That'll do. Yeah. So when you're in here, when you first come in, you can see it. And at night time, yeah. Oh yeah, that's nice. Alright. And maybe another one in the middle in red. I could have my red after all, couldn't I? Why don't I do that? So daylight please. Making sure the pole doesn't go through the ceiling, which I bet it does. Oh no. Hang on. Alright, I've got to make sure it's... No, it's not through it yet. Hang on. Change that to that. And then lift it up to so it disappears. Perfect. See how you get the black. So you're looking at the edge of the prop as it moves up and down. Because I'm holding onto that little square. So I hover over it, goes yellow from blue, and then you watch it go, and you can see the reflection on the ceiling of the car as well. See? And then you watch it, and then you watch it disappear, and then it goes, and it's only black. That still moves, but it's black. That's how you know it's through the surface. So I want that. So then we've got it. Can't use the back button because that'll undo our actions of the height, and get the color picker, and that's why we saved our color before for the metal pole. Okay. Alrighty, so they're done, and I want one in the middle just because it looks a bit. It looks good, but it looks a little. Could still do with another one here. I think I still want another one here, but not down there. Another beam in the middle. Alright, so I want this one, and then multi-select, look up, grab that one, and that one, copy, move it over. Alright, and I want it in red. Red. It's not bright enough. Yeah, I like that. So it gives it a bit of extra interest in the middle. But is that too low? That's a little low. Yeah. It's a little too low. It looks good on the floor, but it's a little low. So I'll have to lift it up. Like that. Yeah. And at night time, yeah, just to look okay in the middle. If it's a bit higher, yeah, it's fine. I think I want a beam here in the corner going over here. I think the seats here are okay to sit on in the lights, the way the lights are. I would prefer another beam, but it looks too busy. See, if you're dancing, it'll shine on you. That's fine. That's fine for that. But I would like one down here in this corner as well. Normally I like threes, but I think this is a bit dark and empty. Okay, so I'm going to grab, I'll just grab another blue. I think another blue. Yeah. Yep. A lot of the time you just go on your gut. You say, what do I feel like looking at? Alright, so that. I've got to get that and that. So that's the cylinder, the light prop, the light daylight, and that. Copy. Eek, no. No. I still had those selected. Eek. Shit. No. Okay. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? Why is there two? Why is there two? Hang on. That's doing that. That's doing that. That's doing that. There's something that's not working with the lights. They're not going backwards. Okay. It kept the copy. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Oh shit. Be very careful to hover right on that little triangle. I want it over. Oops. I want it right in the corner. And I want it like does it look better? Yeah. Problem is it's going to be exactly the same as movement as that one, so I need to rotate the light itself. It's the light, isn't it? Let me just test that out by checking snap step is on. move because I wasn't sure if it was the cylinder or the light fitting. So I want to rotate it probably the other way. Settings 45 degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4 that way. Maybe. Let's go in and have a look. See if they're all doing different shit. Yep. That's a little bit too much like the white one though. I'll have to change it. Okay. I'll have to make it back. Oh, I went to the... How'd that happen? I want it to be rotated 1 back, 45 degrees, and then see how that goes. I like the default blue because it looks sort of like a real colour, like a real light. Yeah, let's do it again. No, it's still too much like the white one. Okay. This is my chore at the moment, which is to just keep checking that it's, yeah. Let me see. Let me do it freehand and see if I get a better result. Oh, let's do it right like that. Let's try that. It's hit and miss, I guess. Let's have a look. Yep. There you go. It's doing different things to the two blues. I'm only looking at the two blues, and they're doing different things to each other. Sometimes they're opposites. They're pointing in opposite directions, that way and that way, which is what I want. I don't want them following each other around. It looks too fake. That's better. Okay. Yeah, that's good. I just wanted something in the corner here, just to make it look a little bit more interesting. Okay, so I will go back and check the pole. Make sure that it's not too high. Solid colors. Okay, yeah, it's way too high. Yeah. There we go. Put the metal back on and the color back on. And well, I think we're done. Oh, this one. Oh, why is that red? Yeah. And that's not right either. That ain't right. Hang on. Materials, solid colors. No, that's not right. I didn't do that one. It's got to be through the roof. Yep. Metal. Color. I should just leave the color picker there. Color. They're through. I can see them just. They're through the roof. That's through the roof. That's through the roof. This one's through. Yeah, they're all through. They're all good. And I think that's it. That'll do for the lights. It's just basically so when someone comes in, it's something interesting for them to look at. They go, oh, and remember the music's going to be up. And I always use the same music. So the music's like, oops, I always use the same music.
You're listening to SciRadio.fm.
I always use the same. I always use the same music, so that's right. I think that's pretty good. Here and here, I'm not really going to do much. I like it the way it is. Although I could add some more of those. Or the sparkle ones might be better. These moving ones. Alright, well, I'll see. But this, I'm sort of happy with this. Alright, so now we go save to file. We go Auto Club, 5th of June, putting lights in the club area. We've done that. So I'll overwrite that. I'll save that. I'll go, do you want to replace it? I'll go, yes. Yep, save it. So that's now the file for that version. So I've done the lights. If I want to go to the way it was before, I can. I can go load from file and go 3rd of June, dungeon done. Open that, and then it's back to the way it was. So with just the dungeon, that's that sage that I did. If I want to, load from file, go here, and go 5th of June, putting lights in the club. Now I've got that stage is done. Yep, everything's the way I want it. So we go to the normal club, normal version rather, so we don't see the props. And I'm just checking. I'm just looking at the actual fittings. See if they look alright. They look quite nice. Yeah, I've got the low one here. Isn't really too low. It's just over your head a bit. That's good. And that worked out well with the way it reflects off that surface. So it looks like it's coming. I'm happy with that. It looks like it's coming from inside. That fitting. That worked out well. Yeah. Okay. And then looking at it from all different angles. Night time. If I sit down on the chair, like just pretending that I'm in there, I'm someone that's come in. Yeah, I mean it's busy, it looks mad, but that's sort of like the effect I'm going for. Just like it's a club and the music's up. Yeah, and I like the way these. These two are sort of the same. The blues. Oh, that's fine. I don't want music. I'm going to have copyright claim. The blue is wrong. It's too much the same still. Shit. Hang on. I want to get that right. I bet I get a copyright claim. I won't freak out too much, but if I get a copyright claim, it's going to put ads on the fucking thing, and you're going to have to... Here's a tip. If you get ads on your videos on YouTube, get an ad blocker. It'll get rid of the ads. I use Ghostery, it's free. It's called Ghostery, Ghostery. go to ghostery.com, and it's a little add-on you put in your browser, and it will stop the oops. It will stop it'll stop the ads from playing on YouTube, basically. Let me try again. I can't have this. I like that. Try that. I can't have that the same. I want them all different. Yeah, that works. Yep, seems to work. Oops. Let's look down here. Yep, that's better. See, it's doing different shit because it's on a different angle. I want them all basically coming towards each other, going away from each other, all at different times, even though it's the same animation. And you can only do that, pardon me, do that by rotating it so it's pointing in a different direction. But then it depends on which direction you're looking at it from as to how different it is from the others. And that works. And I like the poles, they look good. Yeah, it's come out well. Alright. Yeah, that'll do. Looks a lot better than it did before. Okie dokie, so the next thing I'll be doing will be in here and adding maybe some, I think these kinds of lights. Should I do that now quickly? Alright, do that now. Customize. Let me see if it works or looks any good. If I have trouble, I'll just have a break and do it some other time. Dynamic. This is this one. This is that one. No, that's that kind. That's the only one that goes around in circles. Right. I need the white colour. Does it go through? It doesn't go through, does it? No. Sort of spoils my my animation though. I don't like that. I like it like that. Yeah, so that's a no from me because it's competing with I like those animations the way they are. Yeah, well, maybe it's not so bad. I don't know. Maybe if I make it a colour. Maybe if I make it blue. Bright blue. You think? Make it bright. It's a bit low as well. It needs to be higher. Maybe make it blue. Let's see. Could work. Yeah, blue, pale blue. Sort of. Just adds a bit of movement and interest to the room. Yeah. A bit lighter. I'm not sure I like it on the on the back of the seat. How's that? I don't like it competing with this. I like it on its own. And it's an all-round light as well. It's like it's something that shines all around it. It doesn't go in one direction. So I think that's going to be a no for me. It's a little superfluous. Yeah, I don't think I need it. This is like the busy. It ends up making this area subtly, but still it makes this area more like that one. Oh, I don't know. Oops. What about red? Save that colour. Red. Ooh. Red looks better. And it doesn't compete with the blue. Oh, see? That looks better. I don't mind that. I can do that. I can do that. How's that? Yeah. Okay, alright. I don't mind that. See, has something very, very, very subtle and tiny changes the whole look of it. You might be looking at it going, I don't think it's any different. To me it is. It's like it's not... The red is its own thing. It's not competing and overpowering the blue of this. I really like this. It's a simple thing. It's just a flat squashed rectangle stuck up there like a pocket. Like it's sort of like a sketch. It sort of looks like a bit like a pocket, but it's just a bit of interest on the back of the thing. And so I don't want to really screw with that. It's been there like forever since I made it. So, but that looks okay with the red and the blue. I don't mind that. So let me quickly make where is it? This one. Let me quickly make the pole for it. Seeing it's over the head, I'm not. I didn't select that already. Doing that. Alright, and then copy. Take that. Take that. Take that. Sometimes some of the nicest things you do in building are the things you do literally. I'll leave it at the same height because it worked before really well. This light fitting has to be at this height to get this effect exactly, but what we're making out to be the fitting of it doesn't. It can be wherever. So get it more or less over the top. Sometimes you do something on the spur of the moment, or it's just an afterthought, and it comes out really, really well. It's one of your favourite things. Alright, so that's that one done. Yeah, that works alright. So the red mixes with the pink nicely. Let me check that it's going through the roof in the right spot. Solid colours. Yeah, it's a little high. I don't want it poking out the front. At the top, the others aren't either, are they? No. Okay. So I want that just through there. And put the metal back on it and the colour. Alright. Alright, and then I'm going to just copy it to the other end. I'll copy everything because we're using the same exactly. It doesn't have to be rotated or anything. So copy. See how that made it brighter? See, if you're looking here on the back of the chair, and then I copied it and it went brighter. That's how you updo a light or something if you haven't got any other choice. Just make a copy of it and leave it there, and it'll double it'll sort of double your intensity, like I had to do over the mirror ball. I think that's about, maybe it should be right over the top of the pizza box. Yeah. Yeah. So in the middle? Not quite. Yeah. Guys can't use the I'm lining it up with the dance pole. Guys can't use dance poles, but girls can, but maybe a girl wants to come in and do a dance. Someone asked me if I could put it in once, and I go, yeah, I'll put a dance pole for it. So if you're on the dance pole, you're going to have lights all over you, which would be nice. Okay. This is the little dance floor. Well, that'll work. That works good. So how does it look when you come in? Yeah, you've got red, red. Yeah, it works. Yeah, and I'm looking at everything. So I'm looking at where the reflections are going. So it's going onto the sofas, which is great, because that means when you sit on the sofa, you'll get it as well. I mean, I wouldn't want any more lights in it. It's a bit OTT. So sit down. Okay. So it's a bit of interest because people come into a room and they just sit down and watch other people, or they just want to hang out and go offline or whatever. So they just sit down. But when they're sitting there, for whatever reason, now they've got these lights over the top of them, and it's a little bit of interest. Like it's not just a flat picture of them just sitting somewhere. You know what I mean? It's like they're in a place, in a club. So I think also on this stool they'll get it as well. Yep. And on that one. Yep. So it's just a little bit of added interest. They get it there. Unfortunately, I've got a female avatar that I use, but she's naked, so I can't try her out on the pole for you because I'll get a nudity strike. So there you go. I've got another dance pole here, so two girls can dance if they want to. Okay, I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Alright, so I'll leave it here. That's today's video. Doing the lights in the club. And some little holders and whatnot. And I think that looks pretty... That's sort of what I want now. If it was... you got to think about what are you using a build for. When you do a build, you want to do a few things, and it always wants to be practical. So what am I using it for? Is it a house? Is it a club? Is it a sex area? Is it, you know, whatever it is? And then you want it to imagine it as you're building it, using it for that purpose. Now, I could say that if this was a full-on club that I wanted to make along the lines of all the other clubs, I might want something more like some neon designs up on the walls, like the Auto Club letters I've done, which is basically just these, oh, I'm not in there now, just the, hang on, just those shapes, like I made that block before. Oh shit, I didn't set the time of day. So these letters are just primitive shapes. These primitive shapes, like the O is a cylinder put on its side and just the end sticking out. And same with the straight letters are like they're the U and the A and the U, the C and the B's and whatever, that's also cylinders, but I tilted it so part of it's inside. So if you go really close, you can see it's on an angle. See, so it sticks out more than it does on the top. So it just disappears into that other texture, but from here it looks like it's a U or an A or whatever. And then the lines are just straight squares squashed down into the right width. See, sticking out. And the texture is this one, this neon one. You can make it any colour you want, but I've got it white. So if you were doing a club for people to visit a public room, you may want to put some more, even though I did have this, but this was the foyer before. So, but if I wanted to make it really clubby, I could put more designs on the chairs, on the walls, whatever, and make it sort of more busy and more mad. But I'm thinking of it in terms of what am I using it for? Okay, I'm using it for my friends to come in, and this is where they enter, and chances are they're just going to walk through here. They may want to park here, or maybe one day I'm here and they want to talk to me, whatever, or talk to each other. But generally they'll come in, they will see, because in this game wherever the other people are, you see their names, and it's the same size no matter where they are. So they'll come in here, they'll see my name over here somewhere through the seat. They'll go, oh, where is he? And they'll say, oh, he's through this door. And they'll go vroom, 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 and run to where I am, probably in the house. So this is just going to be, and as it's a daylight for the island and the house, and that's the setting, it'll look like this when they come in. So I think that's enough. But if I was using it for some other purpose, I might want to like make it even more glowy and weird and put smoke in, or you know, whatever. But I think for what we're doing, I think it looks good. So I'll leave it at that. So all I do now is save this, because I put in these two lights and they're not saved. So save to file. 5th of June, putting lights in. Overwrite. And then save it. Okay. And then we're up to date. Yeah, we're up to date. Alright. Okay, so that's the video for today. Next up, I'll probably be fixing that sand, actually. That's a rock that doesn't look right at the pier. I'm putting a rock over it. But I'll finish this for now because it's a really, really long video. Okay, alright, take care, see you later.